Hi, everyone. We are joined by Henry Garcia, the father and lifelong coach of Ryan Garcia. Henry, congratulations on a career defining win for Ryan Garcia. We're a few days removed now. Just wanted to get your thoughts, your feelings on how you've been enjoying this victory.
Well, I mean, it's like being on vacation right now because we're still happy, we're still celebrating, you know, we're on a high, and we're really happy that we proved a lot of people wrong, and all his doubters and haters and all that. But we knew all along, so we're just having a great time right now.
Mhm. I mean, like you guys said, you shocked the boxing world. Not a lot of people outside of Ryan's immediate circle picked Ryan to win this fight, and he put on a performance of a lifetime. And it was really one of the more dominant fights that we've seen in a long time. What do you make of Ryan's performance, considering you saw everything firsthand leading up to it?
Well, see, the problem is that people don't realize the history of Ryan. They see him as a YouTube star, Twitter, you know, um, whatever you want, whatever social media platform you want to give them. The problem is that um, that's people's perception. Casuals, they don't understand boxing. They just see what they see on TV or on YouTube. Whereas myself and other people closest to me, they know that we started Ryan since he was 7 years old, and he's obtained 15 national titles, which is very hard to do. I mean, one national title is hard to do, you know, uh, because there's certain steps that you got to take in order to complete a national and or to win a national. Sean, the same way, his brother, has won eight. So when you meet someone like my son, um, you're not gonna see the YouTube star. You're gonna see a beast. You're gonna see a different animal. And that's what we knew going into this fight. So everybody was like, "Oh, Haney's pound for pound and the best fighter in the world, and this and that." Yeah, you could say that, but they don't realize that he started before we did. In other words, he got there first.
And you guys obviously have that history in the amateurs, but once the fight started, the bright lights turned on, the
Yeah,
first round. I mean, within the first minute, Ryan connected with that crushing left hook that he just kept going back to over and over again, his patented punch. Was that the plan all along to just be the aggressor, bully Haney, and kind of take him out of his rhythm?
well, I mean, I've always told my son, from the beginning, I said, Ryan, we're gonna go ahead, let's outbox him, because Ryan has a good jab of himself. And, our plan was to go in there, like I said, outbox him and take it to him. Not in an aggressive way, but just to stay in control. However, I always tell him, if you see it, take it because of Ryan's speed. See, Ryan has enormous amount of speed that most boxers don't have. His timing is flawless, um, thanks to Fierce Reflex and that back that I designed. But he loves it and he sees it and he knows in the back of his mind what I always told him, that if you see it, don't wait, just take it. And that's
Mhm.
exactly what he did.
Were you surprised that Devin really didn't have a plan B in this one? He kind of fought the fight in the same flow, same script. He couldn't really defend that left hook that was there all night. Sure, Ryan missed a few of them, but that left hook was there all night for Ryan.
Well, it's not only Haney that didn't have an answer. There's plenty more boxers out there that don't have answers to it because they don't see it. See, you can't defend something you don't see because it comes too quick. And believe me, it comes very quick because when I'm doing mitts with him or Derek James or he's hitting the heavy bag, even the fierce reflex bag, it goes so fast that we're like, oh, but I can't really tell him, wow, that's too great, or that's too good, keep it up. No, 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 no. Let him do his job. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, man, ain't nobody's gonna defend this. It's too
Mm-hmm.
hard.
You were obviously a part of camp. You were next to Ryan throughout the entire buildup of this fight. A
Mhm.
lot has been made of what Ryan said, what Ryan did, what he communicated. Some of it was true, some of it was not. What can you share as far as the pre-fight buildup and the intent of all that?
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna lie. There was some things that he was trolling. Other things just had me a little baffled, but not to a point where I was seriously concerned. Because I know my son. My son's a genius when it comes to marketing. As he's good in boxing as well. But yeah, I mean, anybody would have gotten concerned, But you know, what I was looking for is is he still working out? Is he still going to the gym? Are we still doing the miles? Are we still doing the sprints and putting in the hours that's necessary? That's what I worry about. I don't really look into Ryan's personal life unless it's a life and death situation.
Mm-hmm.
And in this case, it was just you know Ryan just being Ryan.
So now that the fight is over,
Mhm.
Ryan had a you're saying Ryan had a fully dedicated camp. Everything was working to a T. He was training behind the scenes, and on his free time, he was just on social media the entire time.
Unbelievable. See, and that's the thing that Ryan tries to tell people. I mean, you it's like you go to work. It's like, okay, let's say you're a part-timer, you can't say full-timer, in that sense, because workout is a good 4 to 6 hours. So you know, to us it's 4, 6, you know but once you get off work, don't you want to relax? Don't you want to watch TV? Don't you want to watch more? Don't you want to do something other than boxing? Well, that's what Ryan does. Ryan figures, hey, I put in my time. Let me do whatever I want to do. And if I want to be this person today, I'm going to be this person. But the point he's making, and I want to emphasize this, is that he's already done his work and he could do whatever he wants afterwards. We don't have to follow the same regimen. We don't have to do that. We want to be ourselves. We want to be different. And at this point, Ryan is the only one that can do that, and it
Right.
works for him. It works for him.
I think there's a difference because obviously Ryan is choosing to broadcast it to the entire world, and then there could be fighters who are really distracted and obviously don't share anything online, and they could be in perhaps deeper trouble. But with this fight specifically, I think one of the big narratives was that Ryan obviously came overweight, the 3.2 pounds. I wanted to get your logic into that. Was that the plan all along to come into the fight with the weight advantage?
No, that's never the plan. Never, especially when it comes to a title shot. I mean, Ryan is just tall. He's like 5'10". He's a big guy. Um, his body won't allow him to do that anymore. And we tried, trust me, we tried, and Ryan tried. Ryan couldn't even do it with Duarte. I think he came in the same weight. Um, which, by the way, I mentioned Duarte is that guy is tough. That guy's I my personal point of view of Oscar Duarte, he's tougher than Haney. And that's facts. Facts. So hate on me, all you guys want, but I'll tell you right now, Duarte is better than Haney.
Mm-hmm. So it just came to a certain point during fight week where Ryan just couldn't cut the weight anymore.
No, he couldn't do that, and he probably just surrendered and said, you know what? Um, I'll pay the fines. But he didn't do it purposely. But you know what? 3.2 pounds. Yeah, people will say, oh, that made the difference. Wait a minute. Haney stepped into the ring heavier than Ryan. Okay. So now what? Plus they accepted what, a $300,000 payoff, $600,000 payoff. Um, and it is what it is. I mean, that's what happens. That's why you get charged. That's why you get fined. But you have a choice at that point. Take the money or don't take the fight. You know, it's
Right.
very simple. You're a man. He has his father. He has his advisors, and they were just confident enough to say, you know what, 3 pounds isn't good enough. I mean, it doesn't scare us. And we again we don't do it purposely. It's just Ryan literally said in his post conference, I cannot, my body cannot go down more than 140
Hmm.
43.
It,
So it is.
it was a curious decision to make the bet, though, right? A day before the weigh-in. I know you. I heard you in the background,
I
Ryan.
didn't
Don't.
like it. I didn't like it because I was like, I don't know, Ryan. I said, you look good, Ryan. I said, but I don't know. I said, you got one more day. So um, I was just concerned, as a father, I'm thinking, man, they're going to find us anyways, if you don't make the weight. So why add to it and add a bet, but hey, I thought it was a game, between them. So I try to stop it, but
Of
hey, it
course.
is what it is, you know, but the end result is what matters.
Consider it $1.5 million marketing and advertising spend. For
Consider that, Ryan loves to get the people going,
right.
but hey man, it was marketing, so oh
Hmm.
well.
We knew Devin Haney weighed 165 pounds for the Regis Prograis fight. Do you know the day of weigh in for
You know, that's
Devin
a good
Haney?
question. That's a good question, but I know it's very close to it. Ryan told me that he was 155 or something like that. So I know Haney was big. I saw him in the dressing room. I couldn't believe the way he looked. But, that's why I'm saying, why cry about a stupid 3 pounds when you agreed and you came heavier than Ryan inside the ring? Now, if they would have kicked Ryan's ass like Ryan kicks Evan's ass, you think that they would worry about the 3 pounds? You know what they would have said? They would have said something like this. Look at it. He gained weight. He was overweight. I mean, 3 pounds. We we still kicked his ass and took his money. Okay, that's what they would have said. We kicked his ass because he came overweight, and we still took his money. It would have been reversed, and they would have laughed about that. Thank you for the money, and now they're gonna move on. So they're bullshitters. They're
Yeah,
just
and
stupid.
the entire narrative would have changed, right? Because it would have
The
been like,
whole
oh,
narrative, the whole narrative,
Ryan was unprepared. He didn't train. It was not a
all that stuff,
troll.
all that
Uh,
bullshit.
it would the narrative would have definitely changed. But I know it was a tense buildup with the fight. You had your fair share of words with the Haneys. Are you? Is everything cool between you guys now? Are you happy the way they've handled uh, the loss?
I'm not cool with the father, and I don't think I ever will because he's a piece of shit, along with some other people. And the reason why I say that is because he, number one, he's trying to be a Don King. He's trying to repeat history here, which he can't. Um, and he doesn't love his son the way I love my son. You're supposed to. Your job is to be a father before you become a trainer. And this man didn't become a father. He knew his son was getting his ass keep beaten down, and he still just looked at him. And Ryan was like, "Dude, are you gonna let this continue?" But since he's got so much pride in his ass, he just let it go. But now, literally, he's suspended, Haney, because indefinitely because of the injuries that Ryan bestowed on him.
Mhm.
I mean, you get a beat down like that. I think personally, Ryan broke his jaw as well, but it's a beating that I don't think he can ever recover. So for that reason, that man is horrible, a horrible dad. Uh, I don't even know if he's a trainer. I don't think he's a trainer. People got the wrong uh, perception on Bill Haney. That he's this and that. I know him. I know him since the amateur days. He's not a good trainer. Okay, he just stands there and gives them advice. But I don't see him working mitts. I don't see him doing body work. I don't see him talk. He's just a bad man. I don't even want to talk about him. He's a
Do,
piece of crap.
do you think he should have stopped the fight?
Hell yeah. I mean, everybody saw that. I mean, I'll give this much. The first round, okay. I mean, even though Ryan, wobbled him and all that, but the seventh, that shit should have been stopped. The 11th, oh my God, you know, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, damn, dude, you allowing it? I know if it was my son getting an ass kicked like that, I'd tell the commissioner, hey, it's time. I don't care if Derek Jane would have told me, no, stop. I would say, fuck that shit. This is my son. Okay. That's when I become a father. But
Hmm.
this guy didn't give a shit. He was worried about fucking being on cameras. He was on more cameras than Devin Haney. And he still wants to be in camera. He's stupid. Stupid man.
The Were you pleased with the referee's performance now that you've had a
Oh,
few days to think about it? Watch
you're
the
talking
fight
about
again.
Harvey Dick? Yeah. Harvey Dick is a piece of shit too. He's on my list. That man should be banned for life. That son of a bitch is was fucking. I think he's Devin's Haney's uncle. I'm not kidding you because this guy would protect Devin like he protected Devin when he fought Loma. But this one was more obvious. This was a piece of shit of art that he did, and I can't stand that man. That man helped Devin so many times. Ryan dropped Devin 5 times. They only gave it 3 times, and they took a point away. Give me a fucking break. That son of a bitch. That's why I call him Harvey Dick, because he's stupid, man. And I hope people tell him that I said so, because I'm gonna go after his ass. And I don't want him to. I don't ever want to see him. And if I do, I'm gonna fucking go off on him. I hate people that want to take the glory for the hard work and the years that we did for my son. You know, in his journey. And I can't stand that. And he tried to rob my son from winning. It was so damn obvious. I mean, they got videos all over the place. I'm sure you've seen it. This man is fucking evil. He's an evil man. And why does he defend Devin Haney? Only you guys know.
I mean, he's been considered one of the better
No, no,
referees.
no, 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 don't say he's considered. Okay,
Mhm.
that shit goes out the window. He's considered a piece of shit, a referee in these days now.
Mhm.
Okay, so I don't want to hear that he's considered one of the best of bullshit. He's not. He's a piece of shit. Okay, and any boxer that finds out that he's the referee, I mean, look it. I'm not being a racist here, okay? Because I love black people. I do. My friends are black, you know. Um, family friends are black. They're awesome. They're awesome. But this guy is fucking like biased. So if he likes Devin because he's black or because he likes Bill, that shit's too obvious. You can't do that to people. You can't do that. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I don't like that in a person. So if you see him refereeing, hope he doesn't. But if you do, and you're going against a black man, I say change him immediately before even that day comes around.
Mhm. I mean, there was definitely some questionable calls. I think Devin was excessively holding, and he was never, a hard warning wasn't given or a point wasn't taken away. I think Ryan hitting on the punch, Ryan punching on the break, again, a warning probably should have been given outside of an immediate
Yeah,
point deduction, and of
right.
course, all of the knockdowns. Uh,
Well, that's the thing that I was talking about. Ryan, it happened twice where Ryan hit him, and he went after Ryan because he was hurt, and Ryan's trying to get away. Wait, Ryan went to go get away, and then Ryan just put his arms out. Ryan put his arms out and and he just fell.
Yeah.
He just fell, and that's a knockdown. That's
Were
not a
you su-
slip. That's not a
Mhm.
slip, and he did it twice.
Were you surprised though, honestly, the amount of grit Haney showed to keep getting back up, kind of like a Terminator almost. He wouldn't go away as far as like getting actually knocked out. He kept getting up. Sure, he was on spaghetti legs most of the time, but he showed a lot of heart in that fight, didn't
Well,
he?
I'm gonna give him that much. I am because I'm telling you, we've known Devin since the beginning. Since he was like 9 years old. Okay, we did that, but um, we're we know when we fought him in the amateurs, we beat him 6 times, but there was a difference between Ryan and Devin. We gave Devin his first 8 count, and we busted his eardrum. So we knew that the guy was good, but we could always beat him.
Mm-hmm. Where does Ryan go from here? It seems like the world is his oyster. He could call all the shots. He could take any fight he wants. He could bring guys up from 135 to fight him at any weight he wants. He could bring
well,
guys at 147. What is the perfect next fight for Ryan?
that's a good question. Ryan is tall enough to go up to 154. He's um he's tall enough to do 147. He's tall enough to do catch weight at 143, 144. I mean, Ryan right now is sitting pretty. Um, and we just will wait and see. I mean, the next. I always tell people, we're preparing ourselves for another great performance, and I always put that right before the fight. So um, it's you guys got to just wait and see. But hey, we loving it. We're loving it. You know.
Mm-hmm. Do you? Let's talk about some potential names again. 140 pounds is loaded. Teofimo Lopez
Yeah.
is one that he's always talking about moving up to 47 too. I mean, there's former world title holders like Regis Prograis and Rolly Romero. Isaac Cruz is at 140 pounds now. It could be a round robin right now for Ryan as far as picking
Well,
and choosing who he wants.
let me tell you this. You hit the nail right on the head. It's stacked out there, and there's good fighters out there, but Ryan stands alone, and people are going to realize that. Um, but again, people have the, a wrong perception of Ryan because of the YouTube of the internet, the social media. But I tell you, when Ryan gets in the ring, man, he's a beast, and I mean, he's going to destroy people. Okay, because all the years that he's been doing this, all the years that he's been doing this is um is unbelievable.
All those names we mentioned, Henry, it seems like anyone could be a possibility, especially since, from what I hear, the lawsuits with Golden Boy have been settled. Right, it's out the door, and it seems as if the relationship has been repaired, and you guys will be working together to get the fights that Ryan needs. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, we have to prepare, for everything. It's up to his management team, it's up to Golden Boy, and all that. But we know what we have to do. We know what we have to do. We're just you know, we're just having a great time right now. We're relaxing, but I'll tell you, man, there's a lot of fights out there that we're gonna give these people because we're ready. Right now, Ryan's on vacation, but he called me the other day. Actually, right now, the reason why this program just paused a little bit, that was Ryan calling me.
Let's bring him in. Let's do
Nah,
a uh, him, Donald Trump. We can have a nice roundtable
there you
discussion.
go, there you go.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
let me ask you this, Henry. How do you keep Ryan focused? We've seen it so many times where, let's go to Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard when
Oh, wait,
Roberto.
wait, wait. See, you're a smart guy right there. Wait, wait. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, and I tell people, if you look at the Roberto Duran Sugar Ray Leonard fight number 1 in Montreal, it reminded me, the first round reminded me of them when Duran clipped Leonard and went back, and then Duran went after him. The same thing happened with Ryan. Ryan
Hmm.
clipped him and went after him. I mean, it was unbelievable what I saw.
Hmm. But how do you also make sure Ryan doesn't become Duran when he blew up in weight and partied and
Well, I like that too. Because I am concerned. I am concerned, but we got to settle him down. Say, hey, don't party too much, because the weight is a factor, and sometimes you just go too far up. That I think a lot of boxers they blow up and then they come down. Ricky Hatton was one of them. He went over 200 pounds, I hear. And that's something you got to be careful with because the body takes a toll.
hmm. What does Ryan usually walk around at in the when he's not in training camp?
When he's not in training camp, honestly, he walks around like 157, and sometimes the most that I've seen him 160.
Hmm.
The most.
So
Not
he's right there. He doesn't have to
well,
break his
that's
back too much.
a good 20 pounds easily, but I don't like that. I like him at, like 154. I would like him to do that, walk around. But hey, he goes up a few more pounds.
Hmm. Over the last week, what have your conversations with Ryan been like? $55 million payday.
Yeah,
Obviously, you guys have a humble beginning in boxing.
yeah,
Rags to riches story right now. How have you
definitely.
guys? How have you guys been kind of celebrating as a family? What have been the conversations with Ryan been like?
Well, Ryan just is living the life of a rich man, and he deserves it because we've struggled since he was 7 years old. But see, I never stopped, but it's not for everyone. This sport is not for everyone. Be careful. Just because what you see Ryan, um, it's he's an exception. Him and his brother are exceptions, but a lot of good fighters out there, but there's one mistake that parents make is that they want it more than their sons. See, my sons wanted this. So as a father, I had to work, but I had to support my boy, both of them. And I would have them travel, I would have them do all that stuff. So I did a lot, but it's a sacrifice. So be ready for it.
Hmm. So how do you also keep the hunger going throughout the entire team, throughout the entire family? Have that chip on the shoulder. How do you guys plan to take over boxing like Ryan is promising?
Well, as long as you have haters, that's an easy thing to do. And you're always going to have haters, unfortunately, doubters. You're going to have dumb reporters, um, dumb reporters like the Three Stooges that I call them, um, Paulie, Chris Algieri, and Timothy Bradley. I can't stand those guys because they hate on my son. Steve Kim, Mario Lopez. These are grown men that. Why would you want to pick on a young kid? I mean, on a 25. That's like I don't know if you have children, but you reach a certain age, your kids are adults, young adults, and you want to attack them. I don't attack young. I don't attack somebody's kids. Especially if they're not my age. I let my son do the talking and do the ass whipping. I don't do that. And that's their mistake. They go after my son, they talk about him, and that's why I'm mad at all of them because it's like, okay, now it's my turn, you son of a bitch. Now I'm gonna come after you as an adult. Because I don't go after their kids, do I? Hell no. But
Yeah, I mean,
if I did, they would be pissed off and rightfully so.
I think it was clear you had a lot of bottled up emotions after the fight. You just let it all out. That was one of them, kind of just going after some of the naysayers. You went after Eddie Hearn in that viral clip that we saw.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and let me tell you something. The reason why I stood quiet is because when he mentioned Boot Ennis, I'm like, Boot Ennis. I'm thinking, I'm worried about the the 135 pounders and the 140s, like you said, who's totally stacked, right? Um, I'm I never even thought of 147s yet. I'm still worried about the 140s. We just barely, got there. Devin just barely got there. Let's deal with those guys. I'm not thinking ahead yet. Not yet, but it's just weird.
But it
But
sounds like
hey, nevertheless, I had a purge.
is that a fight you'd like though? Boots Ennis, would you give him the opportunity that no one seemingly wants to do? He called Ryan food in one of
Well,
his posts.
he calls Ryan food. I call him a fool. So now what? I mean, come on, guys. You're human. Okay. Again, I have to tell people this. Stop saying that this guy is fucking like the best of the world. They say the same shit about Haney, Teal, all that bullshit. Matthias, um, Ennis. Give me a break, guy. You're a human being. You got the same jawline as other boxers. I You think that we're fucking afraid of Ennis or other? They don't understand. If Ryan tags you, I don't give a shit who you are. I don't give a shit what weight you are. Ryan is gonna crack you and you're gonna feel it and you're gonna wobble and go down. So don't come out with this bullshit that you're the best and you're the scariest guy out there. Give me a fucking break because Ryan tags you. You're gonna drop. So forget your name, forget the record you have. You haven't fought someone like my son yet that has speed and power. You haven't. The same shit they said about Iran Barkley against Roberto Duran. Oh my God, you gotta be kidding. And what did Duran do? Duran kicked his ass. Didn't he?
Yep.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. So forget that Boost and his crap. You know, my son tags them, he's fucking going down. Just like Haney. Look at Haney weighed in what, 165 maybe? Maybe less, give or take a pound? 165. You're talking Boot Ennis, who's what, 147? Who's lighter here? You see what I'm saying? I don't think Boots Ennis is going to go up to 170. I don't think so. But
No.
either way, Ryan comes in with some power that he's got the power of Samson. He'll knock you out. So forget the stupid name. Okay? Ryan will drop you. He'll drop you.
I think the one name Ryan will really want to get by the time his career is over is obviously that rematch with Tank Davis. It seems as if they're going in different lanes as far as how big they're getting weight wise.
Well,
Gervonta seems to have found a spot for him at 135, and he's just
yeah,
sitting there. Do you think that fight will ever happen again?
yeah. But let me tell you something. I just know that these guys, I would love for them to meet, but I don't think that might happen because uh, uh Bertrand is a small guy. Um, but hey, if he wants to, that would be great. Of course, we would want it, absolutely. But it would have to be at a catch weight
Mm-hmm.
because
And I'll
Ryan's
leave
not
you
going to go down like that.
and I'll leave you with this, Henry. Is a world title. How are we going to position Ryan to get to a world title where he
Well,
actually officially fights for a world title? Who do you think is the next champion Ryan should face? And
I,
what month will that be this year?
I mean, this might be a long shot, but Ryan is capable of going to 154 fighting for Honduras. That's something that's on his mind. And I know my son, when he's got something on his mind, he'll go crazy enough to go out there. But and that'll be ideal because now we don't have to worry about the weight or anything like that. But it's all up to the management team, us, and Ryan. So um, it's gonna be interesting. But I'm telling you, we are after a belt, but the money is good. So if these guys want to fight us at a catch weight, like I think even Cruz said he'll come up to 143. Um, I know he's fighting that other guy, but if he wins, then we might get him out there. You know what I mean? We might challenge him. I would love a Cruz fight. I like Teofimo too. I love all that stuff. I mean, it's out there, and these people, if they want to put their belts aside, they want to say, "Hey, man, let's just fight." Let's just fight. Forget this, man. let's give what people want. And that's what the difference between Ryan and these other people is that we give you guys what you want. We're tired of waiting 4 or 5 years from now. No, 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 no. Uh-uh. You want to do it? You want to see it? You're going to see it now.
And Ryan's been big business. Do you have the updated pay-per-view numbers yet of what the fight did?
No, I'm gonna find out though. I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
find out.
Well, all of these fighters, they're going to have to dance to Ryan's terms at this point because it's pretty clear that he's going to be calling a lot of these shots and
Yeah.
dictating the terms. And it might be boxing's version of The Bachelor, whoever Ryan gives the rose to.
Well, no,
It,
and all I'm saying is that Ryan loves to entertain. He loves to entertain, and he does it in a way where he's serious in training, but he'll entertain you out before he gets into the ring, and then he'll perform inside the ring. It's beauty. It's a work of art.
absolutely. Henry, again, congratulations to you, to
Thank
Lisa,
you.
Ryan, Lupe, the entire family, the entire team. Performance of a lifetime, career defining win.
Thank
And
you.
I'm sure we'll be seeing you in many of these big time fights moving forward.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
That's
Henry.
great. Bye bye.